I think we're good. I think we're live on YouTube. Welcome TikTok. Welcome YouTube to another live stream on how to become a physical therapist. Been doing these on TikTok and YouTube recently. So TikTok, if you're not following us on YouTube, follow us there. YouTube, if you're not following us on TikTok, follow us there. So if you are new to Pre-PT Grind and everything we do, I'm Casey. I'm a physical therapist, one of the co-founders of Pre-PT Grind, and this is where we help you get into physical therapy school regardless of your anxiety, stress, whatever else is going on in your life. We help you get in without all the stress, anxiety, and everything in between, without wasting a bunch of time and money. Then we also help you make money while you're in school, so you're not in a bunch of debt just because you want to be a physical therapist. So if that vibes with you, if that's what you're looking for, TikTok, YouTube, then you're in the right place. Like, subscribe, follow, share, get our free stuff, and welcome to our world. So, what do we have going on? A lot going on behind the scenes. A lot going on. It's exciting. It's fun. What do we have going on for you guys in the near future? Oh, we're doing a free class with our good friend Rec Polka from the 180 system. So if you're interested in this rehab profession, physical therapy, fitness world, but you're just kind of confused on your career path, you want to go to PT school, but it costs a lot. But you're like, I don't know, will this work? You're just kind of conflicted on your whole career path, but you're not really set on being a physical therapist. But you know you want to do something in this rehab world. You're like an exercise science major, kines major, pre healthcare major, and you're like, I don't know what to do. Then we have a possible solution for you guys. It's not for everyone. I'll tell you right now, it is not for everyone. But for those of you who are open minded, open to learning some new ideas, some new career paths, then DM me the word 180 or go to our link in bio and you can sign up for the free class I'm doing with him on Monday. Again, you'll see on the page to sign up. It's free, by the way. It's not for everybody. So if you come there and you're like, what the heck are they talking about? I need to go to physical therapy school. I need to do this. I'm the traditional person. I'm not open to new ideas. Then I warned you. I warned you. I already said it's not for everybody. So just keep that in mind if you end up coming. So that's what we got going on. Other than that, get our free stuff, get our free guides at acceptanceguides.com. Make sure you're in our world. And yeah, we actually had somebody already get a ticket for our New Money PT live event in September next year. So that was exciting. I see a money question here. So that's right down your alley, Salvador. I got you in a second. But yeah, that's what we got going on. Free class about a new option if you don't want to be a full physical therapist but want to stay in this rehab world. DM me the word 180 and I'll send you the link, or the link is in our bio. So that's what we got going on. That's what we got going on. So yeah, let's get into some questions. YouTube, if you guys have questions, drop them below. TikTok already has some questions. So we are rocking and rolling. All right, let's see what we got. I think Salvador was the first question. Let me just make sure. And I hope if I drop this phone while I'm scrolling, it's on a tripod today. So, YouTube, if you see something smash down across the screen, that's what it is. So, Salvador is asking, how do you make money while in school? Um, Simple answer. How deep do I want to go into this? So, basically, you make. Did I get like a free gift or something? I never heard that sound effect. Okay, so sent to TikTok universe. Somebody sent me something, so thank you. Appreciate it. How do you make money in school? So there's a lot of ways I can take this. So what I would say, at least for now, is you have two options. You have an online option. You can make money online, and you can make money offline, right? Technically, you can make money in school doing both. But the real question, what you're really asking is, how do I make money in school without having to drive Uber, do Instacart, shovel snow, mow lawns, be a teacher's assistant, all that stuff. So you're like, how do I make money in school without having to do all that? That takes my time away, attention away from studying and my life and everything else I have to do. So what you have to do is make sure you first. I know this might sound boring or cliche. I don't know how it's going to sound to you, but you have to make sure that you are thinking like I'm not a student. You can't identify as a student. You have to say I'm a problem solver. You're not Salvador the student, you're Salvador the problem solver. And if you identify as a problem solver, then your mind shifts a little bit and you're like, what problems can I solve with the resources I have? So, for example, with pre-PT grind, we started this in school. So if you're like, how do you make money in school? My answer would be, well, you solve a problem. And what we did was solve a problem for pre-PTs who wanted to get into PT school. And we just did it better than everybody else. And now you're on this live stream with us. So it's not like, how do I make money in school? It's what problem can I solve while I'm in school that does not take a bunch of my time away from everything else I need to do. For some of you, that might be a YouTube channel. For other people, it might be teaching dance classes. For other people, it might be being a tutor. For other people, it might be selling jewelry online. For other people, it might be teaching a second language. For other people, it might be selling t-shirts or sweatshirts from their personal brand. I don't know what it is. There's so many options. There's a rabbit hole I can go down with all of this, but that's how you have to start. That's where you would start. Then from there, then I can get into, oh, you need to do a funnel with this. You have to post like that. You should be on this channel versus that channel. You need to do all these little things. But first of all, you have to identify as a problem solver so you can start looking for problems to solve in exchange for money. So that's where I would start. But Salvador, if you want a free guide, like I break this all down in a free guide from how to identify what you want to do to all the steps from taking your idea to asking people for money, right? I take you through all those steps. So if you want that free guide on how to make money in school without doing all the stuff I just said, then DM me the word money maker. YouTube, live or replay. If you want this free guide that I'm talking about from taking you from start to finish, I have it in written form, podcast form, and video form. DM me the word money maker. And after this live stream, I'll send it to you. It's a link, or you can go to Cash in Class University on Instagram, and it's the link in bio. That's our money page. So either Cash in Class University in our link in bio, or DM me the word money maker, and it's a whole free guide, a video, a podcast, and a free PDF taking you from start to finish. Oh, I don't know what idea to do. Okay, here's how you find your idea. Oh, I don't know how to ask people for money. Oh, here's how you ask people for money. Oh, I don't know how to start and do this. This is how you do that. I take you all through it. So that's how you do it. Path. What is the path to being a physical therapist? So you have to get your bachelor's degree. You have to complete the prerequisite courses. You have to complete all the other requirements. You have to get accepted into PT school. You have to finish PT school. You have to pass your board exam. Then you are a licensed physical therapist. So those are all the steps. Eric, is it Eric? Yes, it is Eric. We have a free guide for you as well, acceptanceguides.com. So if you're like, okay, that was great, you answered my question, but what are all the steps in that? I need more help. Well, we got you. Free guides, acceptanceguides.com, or link is in the bio if you want more details on the path to being a physical therapist. I broke it all down. Should I apply if my prereq GPA is under a 3.0, but retaking classes, my overall is a 3.5? Should you apply? Your prereq is under 3.0. If your prereq is going to increase by the time you submit your application, yes. But if your prerequisite GPA, especially if they say we don't want under a 3.0 prereq GPA, by the time you apply, then you need to increase your prereq GPA. So if it's going to be above a 3.0 by the time you hit submit, then yes, that's fine. But if not, then I would wait or apply to a different school or retake the class or get that GPA up. Applying to new programs and programs that are candidates. Candidates are fine. Anything other than a candidate for accreditation, I would not apply to it. So candidates for accreditation are fine, but anything other than a candidate for accreditation is not. That's what I'd say. Hope that makes sense. If you have a follow-up question to that, let me know. But candidates for accreditation are fine. Anything else other than that is not. Unless they're accredited, of course. Accredited is fine. When should you do internships? Yesterday. But you're probably thinking of internships as observation hours. So you should start observation hours yesterday. Internships, you don't necessarily need an internship. Do you enjoy being a PT? Is it financially comfortable? 100% yes. 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 100% So we had a whole 2-day live event about that user 826. But to answer your question, I'm comfortable. Uh, do I enjoy being a PT? Yes, it is very fun. And is it financially comfortable? For me, yes, it is. I know people, PTs, who make much more than me and they're more financially comfortable. I know PTs who make way less than me and they are not financially comfortable. So it's the same, just like in any other profession. Um, there's people who are making a lot, people who are making middle, people who are making nothing. So it's just like with anything else. First week and a half of PT school. How do I schedule all my studying? How do you schedule it? However you need to schedule it. Like, I don't know what else you have going on in life, so it's kind of hard for me to answer it. But what I did was I after class, I ate, I worked out, then I studied for the rest of the night until I got stuff done. Especially in my first year. So however you need to schedule it. I studied when like that was my for, at least for the first semester, like that was my full-time job, right? It's what I paid for. So I studied every every day, every time, every second I needed to, right? So how you should schedule it is based on, what else you have going on in life. Do you offer help for writing essays, supplemental essays? Yep, go to preptessay.com if you want help with essays, preptessay.com if you want help with essays. So yes, we do all the essay stuff as well. Just uh, isn't a universe. Isn't a universe like? I'm not sure about that question. Sad boy, I'm not sure about that question. Just recovered from my panic attack from my coursework verification. Just recovered from my panic attack. Oh, are you the one I was talking to on Instagram? You might be. Or somebody just kind of messaged me about that on Instagram. But if you did just recover from that, perfect. Problem solved. Or congratulations. So glad it worked out if that was you. What's a good number of schools to apply to increase my chances of getting into grad school? So to increase your chances, it's not the number you apply to. So I'll answer it in two ways. The number we like is anything less than double digits, anywhere between 4 and 7, 4 and 6, 5, somewhere in there is good. But really, the true answer is anything that you can financially handle and stress wise handle. That's how many you should apply to, because applying to more will not increase your chances. Applying to one won't increase your chances either. It's not the number of schools you apply to will not increase or decrease your chances. That is not the variable. Your application quality is the variable. So, two answers to that, but anything you can financially handle and stress wise handle is what you should apply to. How did you balance all the pre PT grind page stuff with your PT job? Uh, Carly, that's a great question. I don't know how I do it. Some days are better than others. Some days are slower, faster, more busy than others. I don't know. It's just I've been doing it for a long time. So we've been doing pre-PT grind since I was in PT school. So we've been managing pre-PT grind in our other lives. And I mean the other parts of our lives for the last 5 to 7 years. So I'm just used to it because I was doing this in PT school. Then when I got a full-time PT job, it was actually easier with a full-time PT job for the most part. But it helps as well because you guys see me in the clinic and you guys want to be a physical therapist. So it helps to see a physical therapist in the clinic, seeing that content. I get content from it, stories, TikToks, YouTube's real. So it helps. But it can be busy. It can be busy, but this is what I signed up for, right? So yeah, how do I balance it? I think it's more like an integration. So I don't try and balance it. I just integrate it into stuff. So I'm not balancing work. I'm doing both together. I'm doing the pre-PT, like you guys see with the content. I'm doing the pre-PT grind stuff at work at my physical therapy job. So it's not a balance, it's an integration. So I hope that helps. Thanks. You're welcome, Eric. I see you all the time. What's going on, Blackheart? Thanks for hopping in. Appreciate you. I'm a senior pre-PT student, but have been thinking of going to PTA school after graduation. Yeah, go to PTA school, sure. You used to be a physical therapist assistant. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thanks for hopping on, Gabby. Kenneth, if you want to DM Gabby, who used to be a physical therapist assistant, and ask her what it's all about, go for it. But yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. You want to be a PTA, go for it. Nothing wrong with that. What was the guide called again for the path to physical therapist? Acceptanceguides.com, or go to our link in bio, but I'm pretty sure it's acceptance, isn't it? Accept, yeah, acceptanceguides.com. Acceptanceguides.com for our free guides. It's everywhere. It's our first link in bio. It's the button on the website. It's everywhere. So, any advice for people just recently graduated and changed career path into PT and want to apply this cycle? So if you want to apply, this cycle, it's coming down to what do you have done? What do you have completed? So I don't care if you're a career changer or you're applying for the first time as a senior, junior college student. It doesn't, that's not the variable. That's not the factor. Career changer or not, that's not the factor. It's, do you have the requirements done, or are you going to get them done? That's when you should apply, right? So your question is, any advice for people? Career change path. Yeah, that's the advice. You have to make sure that what the school is requiring in an application is complete or about to be complete. That's what you have to focus on right now. Want to become an athletic trainer in the future? Not gonna lie, go for it. If you want to be an athletic trainer, go for it. I'm here for it. It doesn't change anything for me and our side at Pre-PT Grind. So yeah, athletic trainer is dope. Go for it. I say 100%. YouTube, what's going on? Mike Zilla. Yeah, Mike Zilla. What's going on? Good to see you again. During my undergraduate studies, I took numerous online courses and found that I greatly enjoyed the flexibility of remote learning. Do you think a hybrid program would be more suitable? Sounds like it. Sounds like it, Mike. Sounds like you're just looking for confirmation. So, yeah, yeah, go for it. Go for it. Sounds like it's perfect for you. So, if this is the confirmation you needed, I'd say check it out, go for it, learn more about it, ask the hybrid programs more questions. And yeah, sounds good to me. Tips with, let's see, tips with questions to ask a PT while observing. So, what you need to think about when you're observing a physical therapist and want to ask them questions is, why are you there? Why are you observing? Well, you're observing a physical therapist to make sure that this is the career you want to do. So, if I was in your situation, I would then ask them career type questions, because you're trying to see if a career in PT is what you want to do. So, ask them career type questions. How do you like your job? How do you not like your job? Do you still want to do it? Would you do it? Like all the questions you're asking me, I would ask them, except more career based. What's your life outside of work life? Why did you choose this job? Are you thinking about moving to another job? Why another job? Why did you go to this school? All the career type questions I would ask them, because you're trying to determine if this is a career you want to do. That was me on Instagram. Oh, okay. Glad you figured out the thing. What was it? Because I won't be able to check that Instagram till I'm done with the live stream. But I think your name was Mackenzie, right? I think. But Mac or Mackenzie, what was the I still don't know if I did it correctly. It says unverified. It's marked as received. Okay, okay. So that's what happened. Okay. So yeah, you're fine. That's typical. You don't need to. You're fine. So I'm glad you know that you're fine. So cool. Good. Um Oh, the universe that someone sent me. Somebody sent me $500 on TikTok for real? No, that can't be right. The universe thing? Let me scroll back up. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, YouTube. Hold on. It's a universe. Isn't a universe like $500? I don't know, but whoever sent it, thank you. Sorry that I don't know all the TikTok gifts, but I'll definitely check after the live stream what gift I got, who sent it, send you a thank you, all that stuff. But if that is true, Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see. How hard is the NPTE? Like a 20 out of 10, in my opinion. It's just very frustrating. I guess hard isn't the most difficult. I mean, the best word to describe it, but it was frustrating for me. How many years is it? 6 to 7 years after high school. Um, on both lives. Yes, I am on YouTube and TikTok. So YouTube, say what's up to TikTok. TikTok, say what's up to YouTube. But yes, we double live streaming. Absolutely. What are your clinic hours like? I work 4 10-hour days. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, um, 10 hours. Yeah. Oh, you're on both. Elliot. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. Give it up for Elliot on TikTok and YouTube. There we go. Holding it down on both. Appreciate you, Elliot. Then Joseph is texting me a bunch of voice messages. So y'all say what's up to Joseph on my iPhone messages there. Best interview tips. You have to be more interested in the other person than trying to be interesting yourself. So be more interested in the other person. So if you were interviewing me, Faven, if you were interviewing me, I would then answer your question, of course, but then I would go back to you with more questions or being more interested in why you asked that question, ask follow-up questions, clarifying questions, compliment you on the question, compliment you on whatever's going on, ask why you did this, why that happened, the success rate with that, and all that stuff. So I would be more interested in the person than trying to be interesting myself. How did I know PT was for you? So I got a lot of information about physical therapy. That's number one. I did a pharmacy internship while I was in between pharmacy and PT, and I found that pharmacy was not for me, which confirmed that physical therapy was for me. Then it checked my boxes, right? I wanted something that had a lot of career options without going to school over and over and over again. And I wanted something that would give me like job fulfillment that I liked doing. That wasn't just sitting behind a desk having my life wasted away. So physical therapy seemed to check that off. I could fix myself, fix my family members with the skills I learned. And yeah. Um the 180 class is for everyone. No, it's well completed. No, you don't have to have completed undergrad. No, you don't have to have completed undergrad. It would help if you know your anatomy as much as possible, but 180, no, you don't have to complete undergrad to do it. But yes, if that answers your question, you don't have to complete undergrad to do it, but you do need to know some anatomy. That I can tell you for a fact. What's it like working at your clinic? At my clinic, the PTs are busy with a different patient every hour. Some days we're busy, some days we get a bunch of cancellations and we're slow. It's just like every other clinic to me. It's just more chill and fun at my clinic. I've never been at any other clinic. I've never worked at any other clinic outside of my clinicals in school. So I can only speak for my clinic, but as far as the scheduling goes, we're busy and slow, just like every other clinic, but we try to make it as chill and as fun as possible. So Um, do I have a patient every hour? Are you busy with a different patient every hour? Are you asking like if we double book patients? Sometimes I do. It depends on the day, what's going on. If I know the patients, if they're independent, if they're not, if they're new, if they're not, what it depends. It depends on the situation. Sometimes I double book, sometimes I don't. It depends. Is a PT in a similar field of sports? So a physical therapist is a physical therapist. If a physical therapist wants to work with athletes, they can work with athletes. So YouTube, the question is a PT in a similar field as sports medicine physicians? So the answer is it's two different things. A physical therapist is a physical therapist. A physician is a a physician is a physician. That's it. Physical therapist is a PT. A physician is a physician. If a physical therapist chooses to work with athletes and sports people, a physical therapist chooses to do that. If a physician chooses to work with sports athletes and sports teams, the physician chooses to do that. But they are two different routes, two different paths, solving two different problems for the same population. Starting my Achilles rehab. Good luck. Good luck, Richie. All the best to you. Let us know how it goes. Thanks for following, Frankie. TikTok universe adds up to like 650 bucks. Jeez. Well, if somebody did send me a universe, thank you to whoever that was. Shout out to you. Shout out to the universe. I will definitely have to find you and see what's going on with TikTok with that on the back end. So thank you. Thank you. Going to school for PT and gave up on it. Not a problem either. Not a problem either. I hope you found a better path, career path, decision. I hope all is well. But if you ever want to go back into it or want something similar or not similar, or if you need help, just reach out. Basically, that's all I'm trying to say. If you want help, need help with anything around PT, rehab, fitness, sports world, getting into that or back into that, just let us know. We'll see how we can help you out. It's the 180 class. Oh, got that one. Yes. If you sign up for the 180 class on Sunday, just to learn more about it, Rhett will take it over. He'll teach you all about it, what it is, who it's for, who it's not for. But it can definitely be an opportunity and a solution, a great solution for a lot of you. Not for everyone, but for a lot of you, it could be the thing you've been looking for. Start school in the fall, have fun at school in the fall. Why are schools not allowing online classes now? Because that's just what they can allow. And they want to see how you do in non online classes, probably. I'm a sophomore trying to be a PT, and I keep asking myself, is it worth it? So, yeah, it's a valid question, but you need to ask yourself, is anything worth it? Who is this? Shaya? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but YouTube, the question, well, you heard the question, is PT worth it, basically? So, two-part answer for this. What is worth to you? That's number one. Number two, for the most part, usually people are asking about money part. Is it financially worth it? Will you make more money than what you're taking out in loans? So now, if that is what you're asking, then this is a math question. You have to do the math. How expensive is the school you're going to? And how much money are you going to make or plan to make as a physical therapist? Simple. Same thing if you were being an athletic trainer, a pilot, a surgeon, a physician, a stay-at-home parent, a plumber, a garbage man or woman, a bus driver. I don't care what it is. It's the same answer for anything. How much is it going to cost you to become a PT? Some schools are expensive, some schools are not. And how much are you going to make or plan on making as a PT? Then that is how you'll get your answer. If it's worth it financially, mathematically for you. That's what you need to ask. Can a physical therapist work in a clinic? They sure can. They absolutely can. How do you feel about the Baylor Army PT program? I feel fine about it. I'm sure it's great. If that interests you, go for it. 100%. Currently getting my application complete to apply to PT school. Have fun, Hurricane Heart. Have fun. Hope it goes well. If you need help, you know where to find us. Any advice for PTAs in clinical rotations at a nursing home? Sure. What advice do you need? Brooke, if you're still on, let me know what advice you're looking for and what you need. I'll be glad to help you out. Finance has always been a struggle and is always scary. Absolutely. And it's valid. It should be. This is big. This is how you're going to eat and pay your rent, right? So yeah, it should be big. But yeah, think it over, talk with your parents about it, do the math, look at all your options. Shaya, you might want to come to the 180 masterclass we're having on Sunday. If PT school sounds or is too expensive for the math you're doing and what you want to do in life, the 180 masterclass, go to the link in bio, or DM me 180. I'll send you the class. It could be a good opportunity for you. So just keep that in mind. For my clinic job, I'm making 90. Cool. I think we're good. Got a lot of questions done today. If you guys have any questions, drop them. I'll stay on for the next minute or so to see if anything comes on. But again, if you are new here, you're in the right place. Get our free guides at acceptanceguides.com. Follow us, do the internet stuff. Follow us, get our free stuff, get in our world, get the help. If you're looking for more exclusive help, or I'll just call it exclusive help, then you can find that on our website as well, or go to acceptedsystem.com. You can see what our programs are all about. Then I'll take the last questions and let you be on your way. Do you have to do a residency for inpatient? You do not. So the question is, do you have to do a residency for inpatient if you want to be an inpatient or hospital physical therapist? You do not. I live in Illinois. How do you become a sports physical therapist? You become a physical therapist. Then you choose to work with athletes or a sports team. So that's it. You become a physical therapist, then you choose to work with sports teams or athletes. So yeah. I went to Andrews University. I think the total cost was somewhere close to under 90K. I got to go back and look at the years. I'm pretty sure it was just shy of 90K total for the 3 years. Pretty sure. How long did it take for you to become a physical therapist? 7 years after high school. So 4 years in college, 3 years in grad school. Nursing home care. Any tips for nursing home care? I'm a little nervous. Just finished outpatient clinicals. So what I'd say about inpatient nursing home stuff is that depending on the nursing home, your goals are a little different than outpatient. So your job is a little different in a nursing home or inpatient versus outpatient. So I'll just make the comparison to a hospital to keep it simple. So if you're in an outpatient clinic, your goal is to get the patient whatever result they want, dunking a basketball, picking up a child, whatever it is. In a hospital or most inpatient settings, your job is to discharge the patient to get them home, because the patient's in the hospital's goal is to get the patient home. So your job as a physical therapist in an inpatient or hospital setting is to get the patient functioning safely enough to go home. So if you have that mindset, things make a little more sense. Thanks for sharing the live stream, Ruth. Appreciate you. Athletic trainer route. How difficult is it to find a job after school? I'm not an athletic trainer, Eric. So I'm not sure how the process works to find a job as an athletic trainer after school. For a physical therapist, it's pretty easy. People are running after you to hire you as a physical therapist. Not sure how it is for athletic training, but that's how it is for physical therapy. They're recruiting you. They're finding you there. They're running after you, which is the good thing, because you can get any job. Now it becomes, what kind of job do you want? What should I focus on the most to make sure I get into grad school? Whatever your weakness is, that's what you should focus on. So Lion Blaze, what is your weakness? Focus on your weakness. Because if I just say focus on something, you might not need to focus on that. So focus on your weakness. Sites to study the skeletal system. Any site, anything. There's so much stuff out there on the internet. It's any site. Pick one. They all have the same information. The best way to study stuff is doing it yourself, though. So you can get the information from anywhere. If you're trying to study the skeletal system and anatomy, it's not the information. It's not like, oh, go to Quizlet, they have the best information. Oh, go to this website, they have the best. They all have the same information because the information is the same on the human body. What's making the difference is you and how you're inputting and receiving that information and then recalling that information for a test. That's the difference. So you can go to any site you want. You can go to the library and pick out a book. It's not the site or the information source, it's you. Cassandra, what's up? Moderator in the house. Good to see you. Hope your day went well. Does physical therapy work and prevent injuries before the accident? Yes, you can work on injury prevention. Yes, a physical therapist can work with injury prevention. Thank you. Also, how do you find motivation to do your own health journey? After work, I'm exhausted. Maybe before work. That's a good question. Motivation. So here's my motivation. If you're going to a nursing home, Brooke, That is your motivation. I don't know what else to tell you. That is your motivation. When you start in a nursing home, whenever you're clinical, or I think it's a clinical for you, right? That will be your motivation. You're going to see patients who took care of their health and did not take care of their health when they're 75, 80, 85, 90, and you're going to be like, oh, snap. Yeah, let me take care of my health, because that's what happened to me. I was like, I see patients coming in who are 50, 65, 70, 80, and I saw the difference between the people who took care of themselves and did not, who took care of themselves physically and financially. I saw a huge difference. And I was like, okay, let me be like Miss Johnson over here, who has 3.7 million in retirement, and all she has is some knee pain, and she's 92 years old, as opposed to Mr. Willie over here. He's 62, broke, living off Social Security, and doesn't have any retirement, and he has 5 surgeries and another one on the way. Nah, I'm good. Let me be like Miss Johnson over here, right? So that was my motivation, and it continues to be my motivation. Now it's just a habit. It's just what I do. And I like the way I look when I get out the shower, to be vain and honest with you. So I want to keep that going as long as I can. I have a personal trainer who keeps me on point. I have my nutrition kind of dialed in. So yeah, I want to look good for as long as possible. So that's the other reason. Last video you posted was wild, got me tripping, neuro versus orthopedic. Cassandra, are you signed up for the 180 masterclass? You might like that. Cassandra, go to our link in bio, or just DM me or text me for the 180 link. It's on Sunday, live or replay, but crazy, crazy. Yes. If you really think about it, it's neuro. And I had this thought before I joined 180. I was like, it's a nervous system problem. Our problems in the musculoskeletal system are a nervous system problem. So yes, yes. What are some questions to ask while job shadowing? Whatever you want to know. The same questions you're asking me. So Nick, whatever questions you're like, oh, I'm on a live stream with him, let me ask him. He's a physical therapist. Ask them that. Whatever you want to know. I would ask career type questions, but whatever you want to know. Good point. Thank you so much for your insight. Oh, you're welcome. Glad that helps. Where should I start after PT school if I want to run my own business working in sports? Should I be picky or just work wherever to get experience? This is a big question. Where should I start after PT school if you want to run your own business working in sports? So a good place to start with this answer is if you can work for someone who is doing exactly what you want to do, that's always a great place to start, because they're doing what you want to do. And you can learn from them if they're open to sharing from you. So if you can work for someone who runs their own private clinic and works with mostly sports and athletes people, you're going to learn the most from them. Business wise, marketing wise, clinic wise, treatment wise, all that stuff. And just be upfront with them and say, I love what you're doing. I want to work with you because of this. And I want to open up my own clinic for myself, whether that's under you or by myself or whatever in the future, but that's what I want to do. And they would love that ambition as well. So that's what I would do. That's where I would start. If you want to just go on your own without working for somebody who does that, then I would learn from somebody else. I would pay somebody to be your coach, your business coach, your clinical coach, to like teach you how to do it, instead of just trying on your own, trying to get a few nuggets of advice over TikTok or YouTube or whatever you listen to, and just fail, because this is not a game. Like this business stuff, this private clinic stuff, marketing, like it's the real world. Like this is you playing with the big leagues. Like it's a lot. So I'd either work for somebody who did it or pay for the help to get started. What do you think would be better? The less expensive school. The less expensive school would be better. What study strategies work for you? Active recall, Pomodoro method, telling stories, rhymes, mnemonics, songs. I'm drawing a blank on the other ones, but yeah, basically active recall techniques. Oh, for sure, check it out. My biomechanics blowing my mind. Yeah. I think you'd like it. If you have time to catch it live or on replay, Cassandra, definitely check it out. I'll be introducing him Sunday and helping him ask questions. Yeah, most people like sharing their knowledge. Definitely. Is it better to have an exercise science? It doesn't matter. So YouTube, the question is it better to have an exercise science professor write your letter of recommendation or anatomy professor? It doesn't matter. The school is not going to be like, oh wow, you got an anatomy professor to write it. I'm going to take you over somebody who had an exercise phys professor write it. They don't give a, they don't care. What they're trying to look for is who wrote the better letter, who can talk to you, who can talk about you the best. Doesn't matter unless you're getting like a letter from like the president of the United States or like LeBron James or Drake or Taylor Swift or somebody they know. Like the person doesn't really matter, especially if it fulfills the requirements. Would you recommend having someone help to pay for PT school? If they're open to it, Lion Blaze. So YouTube, the question is, would you recommend having someone help pay for PT school in exchange for you working for them? If they're open to it, sure, why not? If they're not open to it, then of course you need a different plan. But yeah, if you're open to it, they're open to it. It works. You can see yourself working there for another however long they want you to be in that contract for. Sure. Gross anatomy tips, active recall, and you need to put some emotion around what you're learning because if you just try to pound it in your head and regurgitate it, it's going to be dreadful. So you need to find a new way to learn it in a more fun way. Differences between PT programs matter. Do the differences in PT programs matter between like if you're choosing one who does MSI and one who doesn't? What's MSI? I'm drawing a blank. You might have to remind me what MSI is. And one does not, but it's cheaper. Go for the cheaper school. Go for the less expensive school. Go for the less expensive school. Go for the less expensive school. You will thank yourself when you graduate. Less expensive school. Unless you got money and inheritance, your parents are paying for it. You have whatever going on, movement systems impairment, go to the less expensive school. Less expensive school. Less expensive school. Absolutely. Does getting a master's in kines? No. YouTube, the question is, does getting a master's in kinesiology help at all, especially in terms of the salary before PT school? No. Nope, nope, nope. You can, no, no. Easy answer for that one, no. If I'm a junior and now really started my, so if you're a junior and just started your observation hours, are you behind the eight ball? Basically, no, you're okay. Just make sure you will fulfill that requirement in due time. So no, you're okay. You just gotta get moving. After getting a bachelor's degree, are you able to go to PT school? Yes, you are able to go to PT school after you get a bachelor's degree. Yes. If I have a lot of clinical hours, will that improve any chances of making it into grad school? No. Getting clinical hours, getting observation hours are just a requirement for you. It's not going to outweigh, offset. It's not going to hide anything. It's not going to look better. Observation hours are just observation hours for you. Sid, what's going on YouTube? Thanks for joining. Good to see you again. I think you were on the other live stream the other day. Kinesiology is not a well-paying field. That was initially going to be my undergrad, but after seeing how the jobs were not in demand, decided to go with bio pre-med specialization. Well, there you go. There you go. It's another option for a major. Why isn't the master's helpful? Because they're not asking for the master's. So YouTube, the question is, will getting a master's help in any way to get in, salary-wise or whatever? It's physical therapy school is not asking for a master's. So that's why it's not going to help you. I mean, they'll see it. They'll be like, oh, okay, you have a master's. That's okay. That's nice. In some schools, in some situation, it might give you a point or two on their ranking system, but it's not worth the time or the money. If you want to become a PT, why? You don't need an extra degree to become a physical therapist. So getting a master's in basket weaving or kinesiology is not going to help your application because they're not asking for it. You're much better off just giving them what they ask for and exceeding those requirements instead of getting a whole new master's degree. They're not asking for a master's degree, so no real point. What would you say is the most important thing for a PT school application? First thing is your grades. Number two, if they require the GRE, is number two. Essays, number three. Letters of recommendation, number four. That's how I'd order it. Grades, GRE, essays, letters of recommendation. Can you show eccentric and concentric of the quads and hamstrings? Concentric of the quads is standing up from a squat. It's a squat. So the answer is a squat. You hear? Um, for your answer, it's a squat. So concentric for the quads is standing up from a squat. Or yes, standing up from a squat. Same thing with the leg press as well. Eccentric for the quads would be lowering from the squat. If I'm thinking about this right. Hamstrings. Um, then closed chain is a little different. Concentric for hamstrings would be, I'm trying to think closed chain versus open. But then I just learned that's a little different as well. So I don't want to confuse you too much. But I guess technically walking could be closed chain for hamstrings, like heel strike, then going into the stance phase would be concentric for hamstrings. So yeah, hope that answers your question. I'm currently in PTA school. Do PTs love PTAs? I love PTAs. They're fine. They're great. I have a good time with the PTAs I work with. How should I? Oh, yeah, you were on the last session. Yeah, I remember your name and your icon. Been following you for a while. Really admire the journey. Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate you. Thanks for being on again, Sid. Good to see you. I'm currently in PTA. Got that one. How should I prepare for my PT school interview? Practice. Practice with other people, practice recording yourself, practice dressing up, practice cleaning up the background if it's a Zoom call, practice shaking a hand if it's in person. Practice, and prepare the questions you want to ask them as well. What if you didn't have good grades during undergrad? So you can retake classes, apply strategically to schools as well, show an upward grade trend, and improve like your essays, get good letters of recommendations, go to info sessions, learn about the professors, email them, build relationships, all that stuff. But the best thing to start is retaking classes, improving your GPA, and showing a positive grade trend. Because even if you didn't start well and they see you have a positive grade trend, that's going to look attractive. How do you remember the nerve of the muscles? It's kind of like learning a song. So like if you read Jasmine, if you know any song, let's just say you know the lyrics to a Sexy Red song, right? How do you know the lyrics to a Sexy Red song? You just know because it's a song. It goes together. It's lyrical. It's music with it. So same kind of concept with anatomy, right? So how do you remember it? Well, you just number one, you learn it all the time. Like that's your full-time job. You're in PT school knowing it. And the nerves just go with each other, right? They just go together. Like the glute nerves are, to keep it simple, the glute nerves go to the glute. The femoral nerves go to where the femur is, femur femoral nerve, saphenous nerve. It just goes together. How can I describe it? It just becomes like part of what you know. Um, it's like this. It's like if you have a messy room. That's a good analogy. If you have a messy room, you know where everything is. Even though it looks messy to everyone else, you know your phone's over there, this is over there, your clothes are over there. In the body, it can look messy to someone else. Like, how do you know all this stuff? Well, it's like, well, I know the musculocutaneous nerve comes here from there because of what I learned here and there, and it branches off. It's just where it is. It's just how it works. So yeah. Thoughts on Mackenzie? I think it's good. Thanks for pinning the post or the comment, Cassandra. I think it's fine. I use it with my back pain patients a lot still. So I think it's fine. I think it's good. Nothing wrong with it. Love the podcast. Super inspiring. Good stuff. Good stuff. Glad you like the podcast. Keep listening. Keep sharing. Would getting a master's be a good idea? No, don't get a master's. No, you're fine. You don't need a master's. If you tried those other things and have not gotten in, I would look at getting additional help or additional eyes on what you might be doing wrong from us. If you don't want to use us, I mean, you're free to use whoever you want, but I mean, you're on this live stream for a reason. So just use us, reach out to us, use one of our resources, get a call with us, like use us basically. You just probably need some other eyes, like what's not going on here, like what's not going right here. Are PTs or PTAs more hands-on? It depends on the clinic, it depends on the setting, it depends on the person, the therapist. But in my clinic, we're hands-on the same. So if you walked into the clinic I worked at, you wouldn't be able to tell who's a PT or a PTA. So kind of the same. Can you explain passive and active insufficiency? Oh Lord Jesus Christ. Somebody help me. Passive insufficiency. I remember getting this question wrong on a test, and I was very mad because I thought I understood it right, and I guess I didn't. So I remember this like yesterday. So hopefully this will make sense. Active insufficiency is like this. What's a good example? So if I'm like this, let me find the cap for this water bottle. Active insufficiency is like the muscles are active and they cannot be active anymore. So if I try to pick up a water bottle, but my wrist flexors are already flexed actively to capacity, it's hard for me to, I mean, I can pick up the water bottle, but it's a hard example, but it's harder for me to hold on to it because I'm cramping up because my muscles are already actively active to capacity. So they're insufficient because they are actively to capacity. That's the easiest way I can explain it. Passive insufficiency is, I guess, the opposite way, right? I'm here, so it's hard for me to fully grasp a water bottle because it's my flexors, my wrist flexors are passively insufficient. I can hold on to it, but you get the idea. As opposed to it being neutral, and then I could use all the muscles to their optimal length to then pick up the water bottle. But if they are passive, if my wrist flexors are passively stretched too much or actively contracting too much, they are both insufficient to what they are naturally sufficient at doing. So hopefully that helped. I majored in exercise science. Majoring in kinesiology to be an athletic trainer, go for it. I'm all about it. I have an interest in business rather than science. Oh, I missed it. Oh, I missed that question too. If my feet cramp when I extend and point my toes, is that a sign of sciatic, pinched sciatic nerve? No. No, that's probably just a no, it's not sciatic nerve. I don't think it's sciatic nerve. It's probably just an inhibited muscle somewhere. Would having a bachelor's degree make me bachelor's in business make me unique? Not really. Oh snap! What did I say, Cassandra? I forgot what I said. Would having a bachelor's in business make me unique? No, it's about what have you done with that degree? Like, what about your business degree makes you unique? Okay, you have a business degree. Okay, but like, what did you learn? What results did you get? What obstacles? What's the story about that? Why did you choose it? Did you start a business? Like, what is going on around that business degree that would make you stand out? So it's not the business degree, it's the substance inside of that degree. How much do I make? 90K from my clinic job. What was the best major to go into? I like Spanish. I like Spanish. How to get rid of scar tissue on your ankle? Movement, scraping, Graston, possibly, but I would look for any inhibited muscles as well because the scar tissue, the root cause of the scar tissue is because some muscle, some connection somewhere is not working right. So that means somewhere else has to compensate and overdo their job. And when it's overdoing their job, then the scar tissue is forming because of that overworking of something that's not supposed to be overworked for the most part. If it's after surgery, um, same kind of answer, but there's only so much you can do for it. I would look into like a whole holistic medicine person, naturopath, or something to help with that too. Have I palpated the SI joint? Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Best way to find internships, observationhours.com. You can get online internships, or sorry, online observation hours from us. If you're talking about traditional internships, I just Google it and look around, see what the internet has out there, but internships are not the same as observation hours. I got offered 5 interviews. Any tips? You need to practice. Practice with your friends, your family, your phone, your laptop, your screen. Practice recording yourself. Practice your answers. Practice the questions you want to ask them. Practice. Oh, my response for active and passive insufficiency. Yeah, I remember that. Like yesterday, I was so mad I got that question wrong because I was studying the night before. I was like, I know this, I get it, but I guess I didn't, or I got the question wrong. I was mad. I was mad. Working hard in any accredited program will allow you. Working hard. Working hard in any accredited program will allow me to be a good PT, right? Yes. Yes. So basically, you're asking, does it matter what school you go to? Go to the less expensive school. Go to the less expensive school. Yes, you can be a good PT regardless of the school you go to. Is exercise science one of the easier majors to get into? I think all majors are easy to get into. Is it the easier ones to do? Probably. And they have a lot of prereqs already inside of them. How do you feel about recovering in 8 months from an ACL? How likely would one tear it again for football? So the thing about ACL tears is that number one, you have to make sure the graft, because that's kind of how ACL is lined up in your knee and PCL. So you have to make sure the tissue is healed. That's number one. The other thing you have to keep in mind for an ACL tear is what caused the ACL tear? What is the root cause of the ACL tear? Was this a contact injury and somebody just hit your knee and you went down? Okay, that's one thing. But if it was a non-contact injury, we need to find out what was not working right for the muscles to put your knee in a position for the ACL to pop. Because if you don't fix that problem, you will tear your ACL again. But if it was a contact injury, then that's a different story. We just need to make sure the muscles are working properly enough for it not to become a non-contact ACL tear in the future. So either way, you have to make sure the muscles are firing right and are working right together and synced with everything so it does not tear again unless you get hit. Excessive external tibial torsion. Excessive external. How to address excessive external tibial torsion? I need more context for that. Um, but I would, Chan, to try and answer your question, I would specifically test all the muscles around the knee, yeah, tibia torsion around the knee to see what is not working right. What is the root cause of the external torsion? Is it just how they're born? Is it structural or is it muscular? Like, is it that just how they are? Or is there a misfiring or misbalance of the muscles working together causing the tibia to externally rotate? If so, you need to find what is causing that imbalance and fix it. Oh, thank you, Cassandra. I think we're good on YouTube. YouTube, y'all doing all right? Give me a heart, thumbs up. Hope y'all are doing good. Yeah, I think we're good on YouTube. Thank you, though. What other careers do I have in Kines? You have everything and nothing. What other careers do you have in Kines? Real Baki. If you are confused on what to do with kines and exercise science and you don't know what career path to do, we're having a free class about that on Sunday. Go to our link in bio or DM me 180. However, real Baki, it's not for everyone. If you're not open minded to learning some new opportunities or new ideas, do not come, do not sign up. But if you're like, I don't know, what can I do with my exercise science degree? I don't know what to do with this. I want to stay in the rehab world. I want to stay in the exercise science world. What can I do with this? Then this could be an opportunity you're looking for. But if you are stuck in the traditional mindset of, no, I need to go to school, I need to do this, is this right? Is this wrong? Is this, no, I just can't, don't come. It's not for you. Only for the people who are outside the box thinkers, open minded, willing to learn new ideas. That's it. So link is in the bio, or yes, DM me 180 if you want the link directly, but link is in the bio. Class is Sunday. It could be a great option for some of you, but I can tell you right now, it will not be for everyone. It's a lot to take in. 16, you get your associates next year. Any tips? I'll come back to that. What did I miss here? I'll just go off the pinned post here. Can prereqs be done at a community college? It can be done at a community college. Yeah, that's fine. It can be done at a community college. Did I miss any questions here? Let me catch up. Do you know what you can do with an exercise science or health science degree? So you can do everything and nothing. So this is the same kind of question as before. And why I say that is because exercise science, health science degrees are what I call airplane careers. You get your degree, you come off the runway, and you're in the air, and now you can fly anywhere you want. You can do anything with that. It's just a bachelor's degree. You can stay in healthcare, rehab, fitness world, or you can go anywhere. You can go to customer service. You can get a Google Tech certificate. You can be a UX UI designer. You can go into customer service. You can start your own business. You can open your own gym. You can own a PT clinic. You can do anything. You can do anything with a PT, or sorry, with a exercise science kines degree. It's just a bachelor's degree. However, like med school, or sorry, physician, physical therapy, occupational therapy, law school, teaching, anything like that is a train track career. You're just on the track, following the tracks, and boom, you get a job. But an exercise science degree, marketing degree, business degree, health science degree is an airplane career. You can do anything. How many times have you referred out in your clinic? Both immediate and just a physical law. How many times have I referred out? All the time. The ones I can really remember, maybe like 5, like for big things. But at the end of treatment, if it's not going well, they need something else, I always refer back or refer out. YouTube, we good? I think we good. Submitting my first application. Have fun. Good luck. Good luck. Structural post-surgical. Oh, it's post-surgical. I'm guessing it's after a knee replacement. Chan, yeah, just test all the muscles from the trunk to the hip to the quads to the hamstrings to the soleus to the gastroc. Test everything and see what the problem is. Do you know anywhere to take some prereqs online? Portage College or Portage University comes to mind. I'm sure there's some others that the comments can help you with, but Portage comes to mind for online prereqs. There's a lot of schools that have online options. Can physical therapists help improving stuff for athletes? Yep. So YouTube, the question is, can physical therapists help in the performance for athletes? Yeah, absolutely. Physical therapy is a skill, is a tool, is a toolbox to do almost anything you want with. So the skills you learn as a physical therapist, you can take up your lunch pail, your toolbox, and help as many people as you can with it. How many questions do you get asked in an interview for BT school? 4 to 8, somewhere in there, whatever you have time for, wherever the conversation goes, somewhere in there. Do you help some family members, or do you leave your profession at your job? If they ask for it. Yeah, I crack my sister's neck and back sometimes. They ask for advice sometimes. So yeah, yeah, I help them. Tibial osteotomy for bowing leg. Oh, so it started, Chan, this started as a structural problem. Tibial osteotomy for a bowing. Yeah, yeah. The answer is the same. Test as much as you can on what's not firing right and what is, and fix what's not firing right. Same answer, but there's only so much you can do with all that. Yeah, same answer though. It's just how they're structured for the most part. How long does it usually take to hear back from clinics that you applied for internships? It depends on that clinic. We're allowed to play with spines. Allowed to play with spines. Maybe? Does shadowing experiences count while dual enrolled between? Yes. All shadowing experiences count. There's no time limit, there's no age, there's no high school, college that unverifies it. They all count. How hard was the GRE? I got a 300 on my first try. It was annoying, it was tedious. How hard was it? I don't know. 7 to 8 out of 10, I'd say. Most doctoral programs in psychology focus on, in psychology, I don't know. I don't know. All right, Mr. PT man. Oh Lord, what kind of question we got here? What is the innervation and blood supply to the soleus? I have no idea off the bat. I'm gonna ask Google and Chat GPT. I don't know. Comments, help me out. Somebody Google it. What's the innervation and blood supply to the soleus? So we got the sciatic, then that splits off into tibial and saphenous. Blood supply, I believe, is the same thing. Splits off into tibial and saphenous back there. To the soleus, I want to say like a branch. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know. One of the branches off the saphenous or tibial, or sorry, saphenous or yeah, yeah, one of those branches. I don't know. Comments, help me out with that. What are the scenarios that you would need resident? Um, Actually, there is one. Electrophysio. Is it electrophysiotherapy? Electrophysiotherapy, I believe, needs a residency or a bunch of CEUs. What is the right term? It's not electrophysiotherapy. Yeah, something with electrical stuff where they do the EMG test. So if you ever hear a patient say, "Oh, I have a nerve problem," and I had like an EMG test, um, that's what a physical therapist can do, and that needs a residency or other classes. Don't say it. Still got to. Oh, you're taking a test there. Sorry, I don't know the answer right off. I am not board certified in anything. I am board certified in all of you because I've been helping pre PTs longer than I've had my PT license. So I have a board certification in pre PTs. That's what I'd say. That's my board certification. Yeah, I'd work with kids. I don't have a problem with that. Given your history, are you gonna take him back? Take him back. Give him my history. Take him back. I don't know. What was the question? Given my history, am I gonna take him back? I must have missed the question. YouTube, we good? Cool. Innervated by the anterior rami of S1 and S2. Okay. Am I in the APTA? I am not. I was when I was in school, but no, I'm not. What are some of the questions schools ask at interviews, if you can remember? Tell me about yourself, strengths and weaknesses, why our school specifically, why physical therapy. Um, yeah, those are some of the questions. Did I get it right, Cassandra? Did I get the answer right? I'm gonna Google it. Let's see. Soleus innervation. Tibial nerve. Okay. Okay, so it is the tibial nerve. It's not a branch off the tibial nerve, but it is the tibial nerve. At least that's what KenHub says from Google. Okay, so it is the tibial nerve. Soleus blood supply. Branches of the popliteal artery trunk. Posterior tibial artery. Okay. Okay, so it has a lot of blood supply, but posterior tibial artery is one of them. Okay, so I wasn't horrible. Why aren't you in the APTA anymore? I don't know. I don't think about the APTA a lot. I don't know. I haven't really just looked into it. I don't know what benefits it gives me. I have a lot of stuff going on, so I don't know. I don't really have anything against the APTA. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm just kind of neutral to it. But yeah, I just don't have anything going on with the APTA where I need to get into it. Nothing wrong with it, but yeah. I work 4 10-hour days, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Really tight hamstring. Yeah, I was close. I was on the right track. I have really tight hamstrings. You need to assess your quads. So there might be a problem with reciprocal inhibition on the other side, your quads, your glutes, your trunk, maybe. Most likely something with your quads or maybe your anterior tibialis. Something is not firing right. So your hamstrings are taking on a brunt of the work. Because if other muscles were firing correctly, that hamstring could contract and contract less as it's supposed to. Yes, Cassandra, that's true. They will make you remember it. Then when you're a PT like me 5 years out and somebody asks what the innervation is, you can say, I don't know. And you'll still go to work tomorrow and get paid. So yeah. Why do some people hate the APTA? They just don't feel like it does enough. That's why some people hate it. But I'm not a part of the APTA, so who am I to talk? I don't do nothing, so I can't complain about it, right? So I can't hate it either. Started second rotation. Any documentation resources? This depends on how your clinical instructor is, but document less. But if your clinical instructor says document more, do what they say. Don't say, hey, Casey on TikTok and YouTube said document less. Don't do that. But that's what I would do. How do you know the difference between strong tone muscle or a tight muscle? In relation to yourself or a patient? Let me know, Jasmine. Back pain and probably nerve issues that would affect your hamstring. That would affect it, yeah. So if you have back issues, then I'd assess your core. What is the problem with your core muscles that are causing your back muscles to do more of the job they're not supposed to do? Can you work as a PT before graduation? No. You will be a PT student on clinicals most likely. But no. So strong or tight muscle for traps. It's a it's usually a tight muscle if you feel like you have to rub it out. It's a strong muscle if you can hold a contraction for a long time, or lift a lot of weight. So that's how you know. Do you know the difference between simple and stratified tissue? Stratified is like in a muscle or the heart. I don't know. Y'all help me out with that. YouTube, TikTok. Stratified. Simple is like small intestine, maybe stomach area, esophagus. I don't know. Let's see. Hey, let's go. Rayhan, thank you. So smooth muscle is intestines. Let's go. There we go. Same for me. I can't believe I remember that. Yes. What's stratified though? Is stratified muscle? Let's find out. Stratified. We should do like a Jeopardy or Kahoot. I'll see how I can set that up. Stratified tissue example. Skin, sole of the foot. That's whack. Stratified epithelium. No, that's not epithelium. Oh, it is epithelium. Stratified epithelium. Okay. All right. All right. Fine. Skin. Seems like just skin, right? Stratified is protective. Let's see what YouTube's saying. Stratified is skin. Oh, you tutored this today, Cassandra? Hey, there we go. Is a May or August start date better for PT school, Cassandra? I'm more interested in when the end date is. Start date, maybe August. But if you start in May, that maybe means you're just doing anatomy from May to August. So I just have follow-up questions for them, Cassandra. If that's a question for you, then I just ask them more questions like what, or I'd have questions for you. What are you doing from May to August? Would help me answer that. How long does it take to feel confident in spinal joint mobs, PAs, and knowing R1 versus? I don't know R1. Oh, resistance. Dang, I forgot about R1 and R2. Lord, y'all making me work for my PT degree tonight. Jesus. I forgot all about R1 and R2. I can't give you a definition of both, but one is like first resistance and second resistance, right? I guess I do know it. Right? How long does it feel confident in spine mobs? Honestly, I don't use R1 and R2. I'm surprised I even remember that, Michael. I do not use R1 and R2. I just mob. I just mob the joint. R1 and R2, I don't use none of that. I either mob the joint if they need mobs, or I just do a manipulation grade 5. That's crazy. I haven't used R1 and R2. Please. Ain't nobody using that in the real world. So learn it in school. Do what you got to do, Michael, but ain't nobody using R1 and R2. Boy, I'd be killing them. Not all the time killing them, but you know what I say. You know what I mean. What muscle do you feel gets too little credit or recognition? Probably pyramidalis, genu articularis, vastus lateralis, soleus. Definitely the abdominals as well. Mid traps. Those. How should I fix anterior pelvic tilt? Squeeze your butt cheeks. And seated crunches. Any transverse plane abdominal work. That was a me question. A few schools start in May. Seems early. Yeah, it depends when you finish, Cassandra. So if you're finishing in, like, if you're graduating May 1st, right? Then you start PT school May 25th, and that's too soon for you, then, and the prices are the same, then yeah, start in August. Let's set up Kahoot for the people. There we go. Okay, so Brianna does Kahoot, but we might have to do it on YouTube, or I'll just have to have like the screen on YouTube. If we're gonna do Kahoot or Jeopardy, we'll have to do it on YouTube, and I'll have to ask Brianna how she sets it up. DBT or MPT, you have to get a DPT nowadays. See spring on these. Oh, yeah, that's crazy. R1 and R2. That's wild. It's crazy how it just sits back here in your subconscious. I guess I'm a PT if I remember R1, R2. If anybody ever in the future questions my credibility, is Casey really a PT? Who is he giving you? Just say he remembers R1, and R2. He's a PT. You don't need to see his license. Should I stretch tight muscles? I would not stretch. I would not stretch. I would work the opposing muscles. So if your back feels tight, I would work the abs. If your hamstring feels tight, I would work the quads and the hip flexors. I would not stretch. Salary for a PT can be anywhere from $65,000 to $10 million if you're a business owner PT. But traditionally, if you're an employee, 65K to like 120, 150 overtime type of thing. Or 150 home health, stuff like that. Post on Instagram when I do Kahoot. So if we do Kahoot, yeah, I'll send out emails. We'll do a blast. We'll do a whole campaign notifying everyone. I think it'll have to be on YouTube though. So like I'll need like a full laptop, desktop screen, or maybe it just might be like a private invite thing on Zoom. I'll have to see how to set it up. I don't know if I can do it on my phone. I'll have to do some research. First term of PT school, doing good, except anatomy. 10 people failing. Lord. I just talked to Cassandra Tiffany is in the Impact to Income University. I just talked to one of our clients today, and she wants to help people with that problem. Because yes, a lot of people fail out of PT school, a lot more than people think. Because on the low, we be getting messages all the time about that problem. So we have somebody working on it. Difference between a D Physio and DPT is the same thing, except DPT is US and Doctor of Physio, if they even have that, is just outside of the US. They're going to bring us back next year. What do you think of the break? Oh, they're going to bring us back next year. What do you think of the break? What do I think of it? That's just what they're doing. I don't really have any thoughts on it. YouTube, we good? We good? Cool. YouTube, if you have any questions, TikTok is running it up. It's having fun. So if you have any questions, if y'all want to go crazy in the comments on YouTube, go for it. I'm watching, making sure y'all are good. How does one pass physics 2? You do a lot of problems. You need to do 10,000 problems so that when a teacher asks you problem number 999, you are prepared for it. So you need to do a million problems, however many problems you can, so you are prepared for any question. Exercise science, how can I get into PT school with just classes I took for my major? You need to do the prerequisite classes. You cannot do classes just for your major. You have to give the school what they want. What are they asking for? Just like if you are applying for a job or paying for groceries, if the groceries are asking you for $57, you cannot pay them $55. You have to pay them $57. Same concept for your prereqs. If they're asking for this grade or these classes or these requirements, you have to give them what they're asking for. Thank you for following. Tay, any advice for physical therapy school interviews? Practice in every situation possible and be more interested in the other person versus trying to be interesting yourself. So ask them questions, be more interested in them. Why did they do this? What did they do? How'd they do it? When did they do it? All that stuff. First semester in PT school, any tips to succeed? First semester in PT school, any tips to succeed? Learn how you best learn. So you can absorb the information throughout your PT school time in the most efficient way possible. So learn how you best learn. Pillow for side sleepers. I like the ones with the little whoop, the little whoop. Hopefully somebody doesn't make that a meme. But y'all know the little firm pillows, the little foam pillows with the whoop. I like those. When I go to a hotel and they don't have the whoop pillow, it's not a good time. Going to school for my OTD, but did you study for AP? Oh, how did I study for AP? So rhymes, songs, active recall, Pomodoro method, storytelling, teaching other students, distributed practice, all things I use to study anatomy. My favorite ab exercise for patience. So I cross the arms and I take my elbow to my leg. So right now my elbow's on my leg and I push down slightly. You don't have to don't do all that. Just a nice little push and hold for 5 seconds. Come up, both arms down to the legs, crunch. Other side. Hold and crunch. Nice and light, nothing crazy. 5 rounds of that, 5 times a day. 5-second holds. Which screenshot of oh Lord. I'll do it again. But yeah, that was R1 and R2. That's wild. I ain't done none of that. R1 and R2. That's crazy. Michael, if you're still on, I don't know. Tell your teachers that don't be happening in the real world. R1 and R2. Those patients will be looking at you crazy. Miss Johnson, I'm trying. Just hold on. I'm gonna test your resistance 1, your resistance 2. They'd be like, what? Or you won't even be able to get to resistance 1 and 2, like because they're screaming in pain. That's wild. I don't even resistance 1 and 2. That's wild. The pillows with the holes in the middle. No, it's like a hump. Then it dips down. Then it's a hump in the back. But it's like the orthopedic, Tempur-Pedic type of pillows. I guess the holes in the middle are fine too. Personal statement tips. Answer the prompt. 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 Don't be rattling off. Answer the prompt. Are GRE and Casper assessment scores a big deal? Yes. If they're asking for it, yes, they are a big deal. If I were just to do the school's prerequisites, can I apply for PT school? You do need a bachelor's. If you want to go to PT school, you do need a bachelor's. High school classes don't matter. You can take any classes. Yeah, Michael, you got me messed up. That R1, R2. What classes should you take in high school? Yeah, that don't matter. Gotta head out to study. Thanks for the feedback. Good luck on your test. Thanks for hopping in, Lion Blaze. See you on the next one. In my second week of PT school, hit the ground running right away. Yeah, that's what you pay for. That's what you asked for, though. So keep running, keep running. 30 minutes later, still talking about R1, R2. Yeah, Cassandra, you might have to put it in the school. Ask them if they know what R1, R2 is. You don't like those pillows, Cassandra? I love those pillows. Well, are you talking about the pillows with the hole in it or the dip pillows? First exam today, killed it. Good stuff. Glad it went well. So you don't need a master's to apply for PT school. You do not. Absolutely not. Yes, most schools do have similar prerequisites. Absolutely. All these questions relate to one common theme: embrace the identity of a. What's up, Steve? Right? This is Steve. What's going on? Good to see you. I'll make you a moderator on TikTok as well. Let's see. There we go. Cool. There you go, Steve. What's going on? Good to see you here. Steve's a moderator too now. I only oh. Oh, the purple pillows. Oh yeah, I haven't tried those. After a bachelor's degree, can you? So YouTube, the question is, after a bachelor's degree, can you apply for a DPT program? Yes, but you have to fulfill all the other requirements. So just because you have a bachelor's degree in anything does not mean you completed everything to have an application that will be accepted. You have to have a bachelor's degree. Having a bachelor's degree is just part of your application. You have to complete everything else too. I had to leave YouTube. Yeah, TikTok is crazy. YouTube will get there soon. I just have to be consistent on YouTube. I've been consistent on TikTok for a long time with the live streams. So that's why TikTok gets lit. But YouTube, I'm gonna just have to be more consistent. YouTube is a little more high maintenance too. They like I'm gonna have to update the setup. I'm gonna have to have some lights here, some depth, a better thumbnail, a better setup, some sound effects for YouTube. YouTube is more high maintenance, so I'm gonna have to step it up for YouTube to come with it. But once YouTube gets rolling, it's game over. So give me some time. I'll get better YouTube. I will get better. I just got to stay consistent with YouTube. That's it. Your podcasts are my saving grace for NPTE studying. Oh, you are welcome. Glad you enjoy them. Glad you enjoy it. Thanks for answering your questions. You are welcome. Got to get out here looking like a Joseph setup. Yes, I do have some YouTubers I watch though, where I want to set up like them. So yes, I will be getting a standing desk. Yeah, I have a whole plan set up. I do need some more tech though. Like the tech I would need is like more than just light. So I need like a soundboard. Then I need to get the camera quality. I need to get like a separate camera. Then I need like multiple screens. I have a whole idea. It's in my notes. I just have to execute on it when we get some back end stuff going for both of our businesses. But I have some ideas. Once I can execute on them, it'll be lit. Is PTA worth it? I want to be able to support. It can be worth it if you make it worth it. Is PT worth it? Basically, you're asking how much do PTAs make? Between like 50 and 65. If you're in a good location or setting, 75K. But if you think outside the box and think outside the box and become a problem solver, you can make whatever you want. PTA school, how do you feel about Aetna cutting PTA reimbursement 15%? It's the way of the game. It's just the game. They can cut whatever they want because it's their company and their clients and their customers, right? So if they want to cut 15% for PTAs, that's what they do. Now it's up to PTAs and physical therapists to counter it. Like, okay, Aetna's cutting 15%. What are you going to do? Are you going to give the patient or the customer who has Aetna better value so the Aetna patient will pay you whatever you ask for, possibly outside of insurance? Then boom, that's how you can fight and hit back. But there's nothing like, if they're cutting 15%, that's what they can do. Just like you don't have to use Aetna as an insurance. You don't got to use Aetna as an insurance, right? So it's just, you can't control them. What's up, Cassandra's on YouTube? Giving YouTube some love as well. That's what's up. YouTube will come around. I'm being consistent with YouTube, but I know what YouTube wants though. But I can't give YouTube what it wants right now. Let's think more, do. Yes. I know what YouTube wants and needs. I'm just doing my best to give it what it wants and needs right now with what I got and with the time I have. All right. I think we're good, guys. I got to get ready for work tomorrow. See y'all online. It's been fun. See you soon.